Okay, YouTube, this is not something where I loaned this out. No, this is a tool I acquired as part of a clean out I did. It's a electrician's fish tape, and it's an ideal brand. And somebody had the screws out of it before, and it was trying to feed out of the center, and it had coil on that side and coil on that side, and it was all crossed up, and about 4 or 5 coils were crossed together, and it was GM solid. It would go out so far, and then you could just rear it back in. You could maybe get 10 foot out at the most, and that was forcing it. And what it inside, yeah, these were nice, neat coils, but to get out the ones that were twisted, it just all had to come out of a plastic case, and it's become this. Look for a later video to see whether this goes into the scrap tote or if it actually goes back in the plastic. Only time will tell, YouTube. YouTube land, I don't know if you can really pick up that black mess there or not. But I say I'm 50% untangled. They're still tangled and there's still loops. It's like doing a big 3D jigsaw puzzle. Getting some of the loops out and getting some kinks out, and then running the ends through. I've been at this for, I'm gonna say, I've been at this about an hour, I think, and I took a couple phone calls during that time. But I'm gonna go inside, wash my hands off some good soapy water, get me at least a pint of cold water, and probably get me one that's cool water, chug it down, then slow sip a pint of cold water over the next half hour. I'll probably come back out here and mess with this some more. That's all for now. Okay, YouTube, I'm gonna see if I can get some of this wound in now. I got a lot of the knot out. I still got stuff that's in tension, stuff that was all knotted up, and there's kinks in this. I'm gonna see if I can get some of it wound in. I put the screws back in here. I got the butt end of it hanging out of one of these holes. Now, when I got this thing, that was completely sucked in there, and that might have been part of the problem. We'll just see if this will wind up, and if it's going to be usable for me. I only need about 30 foot of it. I'm not telling you what I'm doing yet, but we'll just see if this goes back together. Okay, YouTube, I've got, I think about 50 foot, 30 to 50 foot of cable. It's going around the loops and everything over the top of the picnic table. It's on the bench there. This is the part where I couldn't get out like more than 10, maybe 12 foot at the most earlier. This thing had so much torsion in there that after I could reel so far that I'd have to untwist this. I think somebody was reeling in and got it twisted up inside. Besides the fact it was trying to feed out of the center, and it was like crossed up inside. I think somebody took us apart and tried to fix it, and I think somehow this got used where it was, the wire was coming out twisted out someplace, and they were just reeling it in with a bunch of torque and torsional twisting in wire, where you twist it around and things flip and flop and they do stupid things. It's just like in air hoses. If you got torsional twist in an air hose and you try to reel it up, it will fight you. It will do little curly cues and all sorts of stuff in your hose. You got to start taking your hose and stretching out and getting it linear, in a linear straight line, and then you can reel it up and you won't have a bunch of problems. Well, it's the same thing with this. If this has a bunch of torsional twist in it, it will not lay flat inside the housing. Now, the housing's got 4 Robertson head screws, and I had a Robertson bit here that's in a socket. It's not the thing it was intended for, but that's a nut driver that's also an extension. And this is a brand that nobody guarantees anymore. That was out of a Kmart benchtop set, and somebody had gave that to me. The rest of the set, they broke all the tools in, but that there Yeah, it still works. I mean, it's pretty much a extension with a screwdriver handle molded around it. But yeah, it works great as a nut driver. It works great as an extension. Works great as a combination. I just happen to have the right socket on there. And this is out of a flip bit screwdriver thing. And I think that's a T10 that's in the other end. But for some reason, that's the only number 2 Robertson I have left. Well, we'll see here in a minute if this will wind up all the way, then pay back out. I'll make another video, maybe. Okay, YouTube land. This might qualify as tool abuse. I don't know what some people think, but I put the end of the cable over the cable, and around the board on the picnic table, there's a metal bar there that'll stop it. So, let's just say, well, we're paying out. We're paying out. We're already out further than we were earlier. See if we can get out to the street. Oh, we're still going. That table's getting back here further and further. Ain't it? Tell you what, this will reel back in. I'm going to be in good shape here. It says 250-foot fish tape. And I'm out of ways. I mean, we're out past my mobile home. We're across the street to the parking lot. We're going to see this reel back in. This will be the last part of it, but looks like it was just the end was loose inside and it wasn't put up right, so it was bound up. So looks like I got my ideal 250-foot fish tape fixed. This is not a tool I purchased. This came with a clean out I did. They weren't sure if it was good or not. If I was an electrical contractor,